Alright guys, so here are my finished jewelry designs using the Roaring 2020s bead haul from the January 2024 Treasure Box edition of Potomac Beads Best Bead Box. So I made a bunch. I still have a ton of beads left. There's my little needles and everything. I did work with the dragon thread. That was pretty fun. I've got a ton of beads though left over. I've even got some more of these little posts here. Lots of things that I can still continue to work with. Lots more seed beads. You see all the seed beads that I used, I barely even made a dent in this tube here. I also have beads left over in these containers here that I had from the same box. This is the container that they sent me, so I have that plumb full of additional beads. There are a lot of good things about these treasure boxes that you get to make a cohesive design when they do them in a theme. But then also, you get a ton of beads for your bead stash that you can use later down the road when you are so inspired. So I love it, and I'm excited to show you what I made. I used my bead stopper that we got with the Potomac beading wire here on the last box, I believe it was. And then I used my tool here to cut the dragon thread as I was making my bead weaving designs. First up, we have a necklace that I made with a lot of the cool beads that were in the collection. And then, let's see, did I use any from my stash in this? No, so everything that you see here is directly from this month's box at Potomac Beads. Now, I did a lot of soul searching as far as how I was going to put this design, because we had kind of a mix of all these odd shapes and I was trying to make it cohesive. And I thought, man, I just don't know. It took me a while to get inspired, but I did get the gumdrops and all the rounds and the triangular shapes and the squares and all that. Together, I created a bead woven little, I'm calling it an angel, but as I made the rest of my designs, now I'm going to say this is my little winter flapper, since we're in the Roaring 2020s theme. And then her little dance partner is in this bracelet here. This is a double-stranded bracelet, and he's wearing a little bow tie. So you just don't have the rest of the body on this one. But I mean, doesn't it look cute? It looks like that, you know, there they are, a little couple together. I did a double strand and it ran through single beads here for the most part, but then I let them do the double strand section here as the focal. And I thought that looked really cute. I really like these beads here because they're so nice and sparkly and shiny, and everything just kind of worked together there. But yeah, that's supposed to be, I wasn't even planning for that to be a flapper dance partner, but the more I got to thinking of it, I was like, oh, that just worked out perfectly. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. The other bracelet is also a dual strand, but on a more petite level. So I've got the single strand running through the focal here. The rest of it hits a double strand as we go in certain sections here. So these little slider type beads. So I start out with the dual strands. You can see there I've got them overlapped as I am crimping at the ends of my design. And then as I want to have a double stranded type of design element, I just allow both wires to be separated on whatever component of the beads that I'm using. And then if it needs to go through beads with holes that were large enough to take both pieces of wire, which worked out beautifully. So this is more of a petite double strand type of bracelet. I was excited that I could figure out how to use these blue and the black, and it just worked out really nice, I thought. Boy, did I have fun with the earrings. So I've got 3 of the dangle on the fishhook style of earrings, 3 pair. And then I also, down here at the bottom, if you can see, I was able to make 3 pair on posts, and the post came in the box. So I don't really make post earrings a lot, so this was a little bit of an additional challenge. It coordinates with everything I've got going on here pretty much. I loved the fact that I was able to get the little cards, the little spades, into a pair of earrings. Then these leaves, we only got 2 of those leaves, and they were just so cool looking. I thought, you know, I want to have those as an earring. So I incorporated the seed beads to kind of cross over the leaves there, and those beautiful round bluish black check glass beads, and then I wire wrapped around to kind of give it a little additional interest element with the bead caps, and that Turned out beautifully, I thought. So yeah, love those. There are the little card earrings with these little half moon shapes. Check angel wings, I think is what we call them. And then, just simple, this was a Labradorite nuggets with those little squares, and I thought they were really, I love the peacock vibe on that, the metallic peacock. So that's my dangle earrings to go with my bracelets and my necklace. And then I have these on the post. Now I just glued these onto the post, and you've got to be careful with the glue that you use, because if you get it outside of whatever you're working with that you want actually stuck onto the bead, you may have to do some cleanup later, because that glue reacts with whatever the material is that you're putting it on. This is glass in my case, and you might have to clean it up a little bit if you get it out from underneath that. It might make like a white kind of a ring. But this, I've got the whole of the bead actually runs right here. So later on, if I decide that I want to put something through there, maybe make a dangle off of this triangle, I can. But for the moment, I thought that was really cute, just to have a simple triangle, so I could either wear it facing up or facing downwards. So that's cool. These gumdrops, I don't know. I was just so challenged by these for some reason. But ultimately, I mean, I made them work in my necklace, and I thought I need a pair of earrings that have the gumdrops. Here is a bead cap that I have glued onto the post, and then I glued on the gumdrop. Now, the gumdrop also has a hole that runs side to side here on this. So if I want to later on, I can also create a dangle off of that. So these continue to have options, even though this is what they look like at the moment. I've got to do some cleanup on the back there because of the glue that I used, and the bead caps have the holes through them. So that is the only issue with them as far as being ready to wear. Okay, and lastly, man, these were difficult. Now, these ladybugs, on the design of the glass itself, they already have wings, obviously, right? But I decided that I wanted to have these little tiny glass elements to come off of that black glass bead. And then they move a little bit, so you got to be careful. But I thought that just lent an extra little cute element. I did some wire wrap glass beadwork there on the bottom with some messy wrap of the metal wire that I used. Have a little bit of a face on the ladybug, and then this little dangle that kind of coordinates with the mirrored effect that's going on in the rest of my designs, should anyone want to get buggy with it. There are my little ladybug earrings. That's something else too, if you want to have a little bit of kitschiness to your designs. It depends on how cute you want to go with it as to how imaginative you become with your design making. These are all of my designs that I have made with my January 2024 Roaring 2020s Treasure Box Edition from PotomacBeads.com. I was also able to use my little plier here on some of the things. I had to be careful though, because these do have teeth. So I used this to help me with my little thread in some areas where I just needed a steady hold and it wasn't going to be making any kind of motion or anything. So that was interesting to have on hand. So I really had fun with this. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share down below in the comments what was your favorite of the designs that I have here. I kind of went way out of my comfort zone here on several of these pieces, but it was fun. And sometimes, you know, you're challenged and you can't really think, and so it's good to just step away and then come back, and then you have a little bit of imagination station going on there. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to my channel, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a sparkle-rific day, y'all. Bye!